Are you gonna catch us while we're doing
So, if a person was to publicly be open with their status, would you be more receptive to dating them after that?
I'll date them.
I would date them.
Really? Don't just say that on the
No,
strength.
no, you have to understand that I'm really okay with dating people who are HIV positive. Just with, I've had people tell me, they feel like, all right, look, this is a rundown, so I gotta let you know what happened. I've had this STD, this STD, this STD. Okay, do you have this STD now? No, you good?
Do you really sit there with a resume of STDs you have?
I don't. They do. That's what I'm saying. But it depends on the person. I kind of give people the comfortability where they feel like it's okay to talk to me and be honest and open about it.
Okay,
Comfortability is not a word.
Whatever.
I'll be down with you. Okay?
No, but I mean, like, as far as the comfort level, I can understand that. But I mean, okay, say for instance, one-on-one, you and I meet, and the setting was great, but everybody at the club knows I'm positive. Would that hinder you from even trying to approach me on something? Or?
No, because if I think you're attractive, then the fact that you're positive shouldn't really matter to me. I mean, just because I'm automatically attracted to you doesn't mean... I've been attracted to a lot of people who are my friends.
I am happy that you're at least telling me that you're positive, and you have the guts and everything to stand up like, I'm positive and everything, so I don't know if you still want to... talk to me and everything, and that just makes me want, to talk to you more because you're being honest with me. I love a man who's honest. And you're being honest with yourself, and if you can be honest with yourself. Who is honest, okay? And I'm always honest to myself and everything, and I love myself for who I am and everything, and a man should always accept me for who I am no matter what, even my family, and respect me, So if you're telling me that you're positive and everything, I'm giving you a clap. And be like, wow, he's coming out and didn't have to tell me, because I did have guys who told me later at the end that they were positive and everything after we had the sex and all that, even though I still was protective and everything, and I was just so mad and furious because, you tell me this in the beginning. Anybody who is positive, they should say it in the beginning, even though how hard is it? I know it's difficult for people to say it because, they don't want nobody in their business and all that stuff.
Do you think if, because you're having safe sex, that you have to tell?
You should. Like, even though if you haven't safe sex, you should still be able to tell your person, or even if it's a one night stand, you should be able to tell the person that you having, that you're positive and everything, because it's the right way of doing it. It's not like a good way.
I can't say it's the right way.
If somebody's having safe sex, do you feel like you need to tell your status?
It's the way you prefer.
If you're having safe sex?
I'm HIV positive, and I think that there's a difference when we're dating and we're in a relationship, and then if it's just like a hookup. Or
casual fuck.
It's just a casual fuck. Honestly, like, there's no judgments. Whoever does what they do, like, whatever. But if I don't really know you like that, and I'm just fucking around with you, why do I necessarily have to tell if we're using safer sex?
And now, especially if they don't ask.
Especially if you don't ask. And that's a big factor. A lot of people don't literally ask or have that convo, like they're scared to or something. But think about it. You're not scared to open your legs or use your dick, but you're scared to ask about an STD. Like, really?
I'm the type of person. I'm the type
but
of person
if we're dating,
that's not true.
Then it may be a different story because they may feel like it's owed to them to know the status. But then on top of it, I need to know the other person's status as well.
Of course. And no matter what, if like we're just gonna do a quick, one night thing or whatever, I still would like to know because I'm gonna ask. I'm that type of person that I'm gonna ask, what's your status before I do something with you? Because I don't know where your mouth been at, your hands been at, all of that been at, because we could be just at the club.
How about for people that don't even think about it?
Or how about for people who are HIV positive and now they're dealing with someone that may not have HIV, but they may have any other type of STD. Now they're putting them in another situation. Exactly, because it's not just about people who are not positive.
Realistically speaking,
let's go.
If we meet off the bat for the first time, we only know it's already one night thing. I'm not gonna sit there and put up on my teeth. Because we know how faggots are, and I'm not sugarcoating it. Faggots are faggots, and it's a fact.
Of course.
But if it's gonna be something long term,
what do you mean by that? Explain it for the people that don't understand.
People who do things to be vindictive. Like if you're gonna sit there and we meet off the bat for one time, and I tell you my status, and I'm trusting you that much to keep that between us. I don't know if you're gonna run back and tell somebody else, and that person may tell somebody else, and then all of a sudden I become a pariah because I didn't come out flat out and say it out of my mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas if I do flat out and tell you this, I'm also getting judged anyway because you put me at a chance. You took a chance with me. So
well, many people find out they have herpes and they don't say anything about them having herpes.
Right.
And there's a lot of
people,
there's a lot of people who know how herpes look like and everything, and they still have sex with them and everything, and they don't even tell them.
But then we also,
because I had sex with plenty of people who I seen how herpes look and everything. I'd be like, okay, and I'll just try to like act like I don't notice it and just like switch it and move to something else. You know, that way I won't go to that part.
See, that's putting yourself at risk right there.
That's again why we're making these condom packets so that nobody has to worry about catching.
Well, can I?
And that's why you should take Valtrex.
Can we?
Valtrex works for you.
Valtrex works for herpes. Well, I'm just.
What's disturbing to me is that everyone's on this expectation that I should know the first night. I should know this. I should know that. But you also have to put yourself in a person's shoes who has to open up and tell you that. Because I'm not meeting you for the first time. You could have anything in the world. You're more deadly to a person who don't even know than anything. Right. If I don't know my status, I'm not gonna sit there and tell you I'm negative and not know for sure. Anything is possible, especially in New York City. Because remember, it has no face. So as you walk through the streets, you can meet the banging ass dude. And he be the one with the viral load that's up the sky.
I've been through it. Hello.
Right. Things like that happen. You just gotta keep in mind.
I go through a lot of stuff.
I think I'm more comfortable now sleeping with someone knowing, than before. Honestly, I'm the relationship type, so I really I'm not gonna say I didn't have to worry about it, but it wasn't a worry on my mind.
Okay.
Because I felt like if I was being monogamous, I thought the other person would be monogamous. Not the case, but I never really had to think about it too much. And now that I'm in a situation where I'm single and I'm dating freely and I'm doing what it is that I want to do, I've been fortunate to come across people who are comfortable enough with their status to disclose it to me, where I can, where it's okay for me to, not saying it's okay for me to accept it because I'm accepting of it, but me just knowing puts me in a comfortable place.
But that's because you were a person that experienced it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
As far as a person who's never experienced it or never encountered it, that's a whole new world and a different door to walk through. Because it's like, this is HIV we're talking about, and that's something that you just don't wake up in the morning and say I'm gonna get a shot for.
For instance, I was dating this kid, right, who's positive, and one of my friends on Facebook made a comment saying, is it okay to date someone who's different? Now, I'm thinking he's meaning someone with mental disabilities, whatever the case may be. And it comes to be that he's dating someone, or he was going to date someone who was positive. And he just had this horrible perception of it, and it was just like, oh, well, they're dirty, like someone else may have had that perception of, or saying that, why would I want my cheeks to sink in or my eyes to turn black? And I'm thinking to myself, like, you're such a dick. Sorry, excuse my friend. But really, and it hit me hard because even though, currently my status is negative, I was dating someone who was positive, and it hit me. So, even though I may not be positive, I still take that very personal. Whether it been my parents or not, it's just about someone that you care about, having people in your life. So, I salute anybody who's able to be open about their status. And, there's a lot of people who don't know their status. And, I encourage people who want to come out about their status to come out about their status, But that's only
How was it growing up and having parents that were?
Difficult. I didn't know that that's what they had complications of. And finding out as I got a little bit older, gave me a little bit of a resentment towards my sister because that's who raised me. But it's because I didn't have an understanding. I didn't know where it came from. I didn't know what it was about. I didn't know how my parents could have contracted it. Of course, with years going on, I found out what happened. And it was hard for me to deal with, but it was also something that it put a big fear in me, something that I didn't want to do. And whether it was fear or not, it kept me from doing certain things that may have put me in a situation where, that could have been my destiny, it could still be my destiny. But as of right now, I think I'm going to be proactive in taking the steps that I need to take to kind of stay away from that. So it wasn't easy, but, it's definitely educated me and made me a better person. And I'm the least judgmental about anyone who is out there about their status because, it's just like someone who has cancer or someone who has, diabetes or tuberculosis, it's just, things that happen to us, and it's all government based. That's how I feel. But I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, a lot of things, it's just, with everything that's gone on so far, it's just been so taboo. And it's made it difficult for a lot of people to come out with their status. So, for the record, I'm coming out with mine. I am positive, and I'm actually doing really good. Don't I look good, right?
You look great, but that's not fair because I didn't even know. But you see, and it's good though.
All it takes is each one teach one.
And you can still get it. Positive or not.
Yeah, but it's been a while, and it's not something that I try to keep a secret because there's a lot of things I've done involving HIV.
It's just not something you need to voice all the time.
Yeah, and
it's not who you are. It doesn't define you as a person. It's just part of your life.
But if I feel it's gonna benefit the future or anyone coming up behind me to know, then let me open that door for you. But the reason why I go hard at it with as far as people and dating and all this, they need to know first night and all this other stuff, because it's not a realistic dream to have. The realistic part of it is, if it's gonna happen, it has to be a comfortable atmosphere for a person to disclose. I'm not gonna sit there and just disclose to anybody, anywhere, and say, okay, you accept me now? Because it's like, if you could do that right now, what you gonna do about my business? You know what I'm saying? You gonna walk the streets and you be like, yeah, I'm HIV positive, but I'm walking with you holding your hand. What do you think they're gonna say about me?
It's funny because me, as someone who's HIV negative, I feel uncomfortable sometimes, you know, telling people when I'm around people who are positive that I'm negative. It's like if, you know, I'm just this person that's just like, all right, well, you're negative, all right, you don't fit into the crew, you know, but...
Get out.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you know. I'm sorry, but, yeah, it's I could understand how someone could be uncomfortable or feel that they don't need to disclose certain things at a certain time, you know. Right. It's all about pace. And
you know how they have that don't ask, don't tell policy?
Yeah.
I mean, if
Clearly
you don't ask,
a lot of people do
that doesn't mean I'm not obligated to tell. But if it comes down to the role where it's like the discussion of condoms come up, you want to stop using them, I'll sit there and I'll tell you, well, I know my status. Are you fully aware of yours? If you're not, then I'm going to explain to you what's going on and why we got to keep... No, I don't want to look right into the condoms. It's like right there. But it's a realistic goal that I set for myself whenever I meet someone new or whenever I want to start something. Because I don't want to go into a relationship with secrets. Skeletons in the closet always wind up coming out, and it's usually worse when they come out by somebody else. But if a person's going to ask me off the back in the beginning, are you positive? We'll get tested together. And that way you'll see it in black and white. Because I can sit there and tell you anything.
Because you can tell me you're negative and then you be positive anyway, and then you try to blame it on me, and I'll be like, I don't think so.
Right.
Because
so
that's how they be.
I'll show you in black and white. Because a lot of times it's like, I don't believe you. Really? Does it have to have a face? Do I have to look sickly for you to believe me? Does something have to be, you know, I have to have a third eye for you to realize that this is a real thing? No.
That's what's associated with it.
It is, but we, as the new leaders and whatnot, in the spotlight stories and things, we were put in that kind of position to do something different. And this, I guess this is me coming out doing something different and saying,
can I know what's going on?
No, you have to watch the playback.
Oh, how dare you?